International of Baytown, Texas.
Amen. So glad to have you with us tonight. Father God, we thank you for tonight, and we thank you for allowing us to make it here safely. God, we actually help you to crucify this flesh, because you said you were in this flesh for no good thing.
Yes, God.
Father, I decrease so that you might increase the more.
Yes, God.
God, you speak to us, your people, God. We thank you for being applied to our lives and be the better for you. God, we thank you for doing it now. In Jesus Christ's name we pray and give thanks. Amen. Come on, give God a clap of praise right there. Hallelujah, Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, Jesus. Hallelujah. I know people don't work today, pastors don't work today, and you yet pressed your way. It's something about when you make a press. You know, it's something about pressing. You know, people say they're tired, but they press in a way.
Amen.
You know, it amazes me how you go to work and you're tired, you press to go to work.
Right.
But then when it comes to that Bible study in church, we're simply going to sleep in and get our rest. It just amazes, Pastor. It amazes me. Because, you know, and here's what and I understand sometimes you have to get your rest. You have to do that sometimes. You got to use wisdom. Amen?
Amen.
But sometimes you got to push.
Amen. You right.
Hallelujah.
Sometimes you got to push to get what you need.
Amen.
Is that all right?
Yes, sir.
And I tell you, it seems like when Bible study come Wednesday night, it's like a week. I be like, Bible study. The week almost gone. Woo-hoo!
Amen.
Yes.
Bless the Lord.
Yes.
So, what we're going to talk about tonight, Pastor touched on a little bit on Sunday, but we talked about halftime, and we talked about doing something different. You know, talking about setting new goals and looking at what you're going to arrive to. So tonight we're going to talk about SMART goals. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about SMART goals. Amen? And we're going to get a little deeper into it today, and it's going to take us a few weeks probably to do this. So Pastor, I don't want to rush it. Because just like we talked about on Sunday, said it was halftime. And we talked about how Daniel made a shift and wanted to do something different. We have to make shifts sometime in our lives and do different things to get what we're trying to get from the Father. Is that all right?
Amen.
So it says, as a track and field runner in school, you know, Pastor ran a little track back in the day. I would sit down with the coach and set goals. And my race, I ran a 200-meter dash, and I ran a open 400. But I realized that the first time I ran the 400-meter dash, the first time I ran it, I took off running real fast. And I got tired, and people passed me up. So my coach talked to me, he said, Mathews, listen, the 400 is not a 200-meter sprint. It's 400 meters, one time on the whole track. It's all about pacing yourself. It's not starting out fast, and then you burn out in the end. Does that make sense? So once I learned the concept, and once I learned the technique, because everything we do in life has a technique to it. You know, like when you tie your shoes, they told you to go left to right. Some people go right to left, every left-handed. But there's a certain way to try to tie it so you get the bow and you pull it through. You got to have that loop. If it don't have a loop, the string's going to fall apart. Does that make sense? And that's why you see, and so when you play sports, sometimes they have kids double knotted, so it don't come loose when they run down the court. So I learned that when I was in track, that when I learned how to pace myself perfectly, I would start out nice and easy, and I would build my momentum up, so when it came time to run that last 200 to get to the win, I had energy left.
Amen.
Still with me. So that's what God is talking to us about today. Once you set your goals for the year, we will create a training plan and could achieve those targets. This helped me answer the questions, what are SMART goals? What are SMART goals? SMART goals has every letter stand for something important. We're going to talk about the S tonight because SMART goals, once the coach told me that, Ken, if you do it this way, you're going to win some races. See, because you get tired of coming in last. Don't nobody plan to come in last. At least I don't know. Some people might, but I don't plan to come in last and I do. Now, some people might plan, I'm going to be last and everything, I'm going to be good. I don't plan to be last and nothing I do. Does that make sense? So you got to set goals for yourself so you don't be last. Set goals so you can be successful. Still with me? What are SMART goals? The foundation of all successfully accomplished goals is a SMART goal. But what is it? Originally conceived by George T. Durham in a 1981 paper. He gave us a formula. SMART is an acronym: specific, measurable, obtainable, relevant, and time-based. So let's look at Habakkuk 2, 1 through 4. Because we always try to tie to the word. Habakkuk, 2nd chapter, 1st through the 4th verse. Nahum, then Habakkuk. Nahum comes after Jonah. Jonah, Michael, Nahum, then Habakkuk. You have to understand that you were created for more than just you. It's more than just about you. It's about the people that's around you that get affected by you. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Are y'all there? Habakkuk 2 and 1? Yes. That's what it's all about. It says, I will stand up on my watch and set up on the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Okay. All right. Who are we talking about? Talking about God. So many times we try to set goals, but you didn't get God involved in your goals. And when you don't get God involved in your goals, that's why you find yourself 30 years old, not knowing what you want to be in life. 40 years old, still not knowing. 50 years old, still not going. I'm going back to school, but the very thing you need is already inside of you, itching to come out, but you keep pushing it back down. That ain't me, I'm doing this. Push it back down. And it's like, I want to come. Will you please let me come out? And he's like, no, I want to do this. And your woman, without putting God, it equals failure. But failure is different for everybody. Because if there would never be any failure, there could be no successes. So it's all in how you look at failure. Did you learn from the failure so you don't make the same mistake again? That is the key. Because if you didn't learn from it, you have to mess up and do it again. Y'all still with me? So he said, I will stand up on my watch and set me up on the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. All right? And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Sound like something specific? Sound like something measurable? Sounds like something obtainable? Sounds like something relevant? And it sounds like something time-based. We know when you go to high school, how many years of high school you got? 4 years of high school. Is not that time-based? But some people fail, have to do an extra grade. It's not because the time got changed. They did stuff they had not doing, so they set themselves back. So with every setback, you still have a chance for success, but it's according to how you deal with the setback. Did you learn from the setback, or are you going to make the same mistake and get set back again? Well, we know some people did. That's why they changed the age from graduating high school from 18 or 19 to 21. And then when you hit 21, they put you in a special school because you can't be around the other babies that are coming because now you're a grown-up. Isn't that something? So what are we saying? So you got to have some goals. So here's what I'm saying. If you don't shoot for something, you shooting for nothing. If you don't aim for anything, you're not going to hit anything.
True.
If you keep making excuses and blaming everybody for your mistakes, will you ever grow? If there would never be no acceptance or no admittance, there could be no deliverance. You are where you at right now. I'm where I'm at right now because of the decisions and choices that I made. Good or bad, you're here because of you. Still with me?
Mm-hmm.
Specific. Go to Proverbs 16:3. We got to set some guidelines.
Proverbs what?
16:3. It says, commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. Amplified says, roll your works unto the Lord, commit and trust them wholly to him. He will cause your thoughts to become agreeable to his will, and so shall your plans be established and succeed. Have any of us made some plans and they failed?
Mm-hmm.
I raised my hand up there with me. I done made a few of them, didn't succeed. You want to know why? We just read why I didn't succeed right there, didn't it? It said, commit and trust them wholly to him. He will cause your thoughts to become agreeable to his will, and so shall your plans be established and succeed. In other words, your thought life is that important.
Wow.
We try to dumb it down. It don't matter what you think about. You better believe what you think is important. Because so a man thinketh, so is he, the Bible say. So the way you think about yourself, that's who you're going to be. We got to change the way we look at ourselves to become who God called us to be. But if you look at yourself as a failure, as somebody cannot complete something, then that's the way you see yourself. But if you see yourself as God sees you, fearfully and wonderfully made, as a more than a conqueror type person, as a faith-filled, walking believer, that somebody has some flaws, but still trusting in a powerful God. God like using folk with flaws. People that don't miss it. God like you. Throughout the Bible, God used folk that missed it. But they eventually got it together. Still with me?
Amen.
So the first thing in the goal it's got to be specific. Specific. Your goal is direct, detained, and meaningful. Okay? For a goal to be achievable, it needs to have a very clear outcome. The clearer the goal, the more likely it is you will achieve it. Pastor had set a goal. But what I messed up on my goal was I didn't really put a time stamp on my goal. But I did set my goal. I was specific with what I wanted to do, and I did take it to the Lord. And I did talk to God about my goals. I did do that. But what I didn't do, I didn't put a specific time stamp on it. Because I had a goal. I said, God, I would love to have a Bible college or a Bible school. To teach the people of God about you and your word. That's what I said. And God said, okay, I like that. He said, that's what you want to do? And he got to start giving me thoughts about it. I seen myself. I seen students coming. I seen people learning more about the word, but I didn't put a specific time stamp on it. But I got God involved in it though. And when I got God involved, I started researching. And I was looking, and Pastor looked at all different schools, and God was like, not that one. Move, not that one. Move, not that one. Found the one we got connected with. Now we have a Bible school. But what I did not do, I didn't put a time stamp on it when I wanted to start it. But I told God that's what I want to do. That was my heart's desire, to be able to give back and be a blessing. Are you hearing me? I was specific. So are your goals clear? Are your goals, the clearer the goal, the more likely it is you will achieve it. It's got to be specific. Is your goal, or have you even set any goals? What goal have you set? What's one goal you set? I set a goal for myself. I said, this particular bill, Pastor wanted to have paid off by my birthday. Pastor's birthday in August. FYI, August baby's rock. I had a goal, specific goal set. I said, by my birthday, I want to have this bill paid off. That's what I said. And I said, Lord, if I pay it out great, I'm cool with that too. But I at least set the goal by my birthday. I want to get, it was specific. It was a specific bill. I had a specific time set that I want to have it paid off by. I said, I had to be specific. Why? Because I had other things I want to do with them finances. See? So what kind of specific goals have you set? Is your goal achievable? You know, well, most of the time when the new year starts, people set goals of losing weight. That's a big thing. I set a goal for that too. It's like I drop a few, I gain a few back. Pastor going back and forth with them. But I'm determined to get to where I'm trying to get to. I'm not going to be discouraged because of the temporary setback because I ate that Twinkie. Oh, that Twinkie. That cupcake. The chocolate one. Pastor in the store yesterday. I seen a candy bar I hadn't seen in a while. I was going to get the small one. What I ought to have was the king size. I contemplated the baby. Put it down, pick it up, put it down. Picked it up this time, I didn't put it down. I scanned it all with my stuff. Needless to say, it had two of them in the pack. Because it was the king size. I did good. I ate one of them first, ate the other one later. But it was all in the same day.
Yes, indeed.
But is your goal specific? What is one of your goals you have? You can write it down. You ain't got to let it out. But what's one of your goals? You know, I learn more and more. You know, I get my wife involved in my goals now.
Amen.
I do. Because I told her, I said, baby, this is my goal for my new career. I said, this is what I want to be able to do. This is my goal. This is what I'm shooting for. And then when I did that, she said, all right, we're going to pray about it and get God involved.
Amen.
Then I said, then Pastor did this. I put a number on it. What I wanted to do. And because I got God involved in it, amen, and because I took it to him, not only did I meet my goal, I exceeded it.
Okay. Amen.
So I'm learning, which I knew, but I'm learning. You know, it's good when you can have a goal and other people can see it. It's great when you can have your goal and other people can help you to obtain it.
Amen.
It's even more powerful when somebody can touch and agree with you, like the Bible said, and your goal comes to pass. And then when it comes, they know that y'all touched and agreed on it, and that's why I showed up.
Amen.
But if you don't have no goals, and if it ain't specific, nobody know where you failed, don't make it but you. Don't you want somebody to celebrate your victories?
Amen.
It should never be just about you. I remember, I forgot the football player's name, but his goal was to throw for, I think it was 3,000 yards or something in the season. And at that time, it had never been done. He did over there. I think he did like 32 or 3,300 for one season. With like, I think he had like 25 touchdown passes, though, with like 4 interceptions. But the year before that, he had threw like I think 16 or 17 interceptions. So what he did was he replayed in his mind where he missed it at. He went and watched the film to see. And his coach told him, "You're pressing too hard. You got to trust in the process." And I was telling somebody there, I said, it's a process to everything you do in life.
Amen.
You can't go out and say, I can't say that. Well, they do it, but don't. You don't supposed to be able to buy a car without a driver's license.
Right.
And before you leave the life, you're supposed to have insurance on the vehicle.
True.
That's how the process is supposed to go.
Okay.
Like when you get a car, they usually tell you, go ahead and call your insurance company and have them send over a copy of the new car on there or the car on there before you take it off the lot. That's what they tell you. Because it's specific things that happen, because if they don't and something happens, guess who held accountable for their car?
Yeah.
You with me? So it has to be specific. So what specific goals have you set for you? Specific goals. Specific. Proverbs 21:5. Proverbs 21:5. Let me read this to you. I thought this was pretty relevant. Talking about specific. For example, if you say, "I want to lose weight," then technically you could achieve your goal just by not eating dinner for one day. You will lose weight that way, even if it were temporary.
Right.
But y'all know this body's smart, right?
Right.
So it knows when you're trying to starve it. So it holds on to the weight you have. That's why you gotta feed it something to make it burn something. Y'all at Proverbs 21:5? The Amplified says like this: the thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteousness, but of everyone that is hasty, only to want. Amplified says like this: the thoughts of the steadily diligent tend only to plenteousness, but everyone who is impatient and hasty hastens only to want. Uh-oh. If you be impatient, you always gonna want what it's saying. You'll never feel that void with your impatience. So, first thing we know, we talk about SMART goals. First thing you gotta do is your goal has to be specific. What is your goal? Gotta be specific. So, I remember my wife was working on her job, and I remember her coworker had told her that all you can have, only kind of job you can get with the degree you have is this job where you at. And my wife said to her, "Well, that's as far as your faith goes. I know God can do more."
Amen.
And she told me, and we touched and agreed, and God moved. And she got beyond where she was at. But God is only going to move as far as your faith goes. We limit God. God is limitless. But if you can't believe it, then how can you achieve it if you don't believe it? So God is not going to override your level of expectations. We put limits on God when we put limits on ourselves. And that's what God has said. I want to give you more, but you don't believe past where you at right now. So because your belief is not there, I can't do it. Wow. Your faith has not risen past the mustard seed. That's the beginning phase. It said, have faith as the grain. The grain is the beginning, not the end state. Your faith is supposed to always be growing. It should never be stagnant. Your faith should always be growing. Romans 1:17.
Romans 1:17.
Romans 1:17. Your goal is direct, detailed, and meaningful. Did you hear me? Your goal should be direct, detailed, and meaningful. I remember a few years ago we did our vision board for the church, and the children did vision boards. And I looked at one of the children's board. I said, Lord, this board is detailed. They had pictures to go with what they wanted to see do. They had words underneath the pictures. You could tell they took their time. Pastor felt kind of bad about my board. I thought it did a little work, but after I seen theirs, I said, I got to step my game up. Are y'all there? It says, for therein is the righteousness of God revealed from faith to faith. As it is written, the just shall live by faith. Can I read the Amplified to you? It says, for in the gospel, a righteousness which God ascribes is revealed, both springing from faith and leading to faith, disclosed through the way of faith that arouses to more faith, as it is written, the man who through faith is just and upright shall live and shall live by faith. Your faith should not be stagnated. It should be growing. Specific. Goals direct, detailed, and meaningful. In other words, what God is telling us is some of our goals are not specific and detailed enough. We got to add some more details to our goals, what we believe in God for. You know, Pastor played a little football in high school. I played wide receiver and cornerback. And I remember the quarterback, the wide receiver coach always said, when I need you to do that 10 and slant, I need you to hit that 10 step, your foot should be planted, and you should be slanting. And I'm like, but one step, I was thinking, no, everything is precision based. Everything has, because when the quarterback throw the ball, he expects you to be in your break. And the ball hits you on stride, it hits you when you're running, turn it up, you gone. If you turn too late, you're going to miss the pass. And you're liable to get the brakes knocked off you. Because they're going to touch it, bam! But if you do it just right, you'll catch them off guard. See, everything has a purpose. God bless you. The next thing is measurable. The next letter, the M, is measurable. What are you measuring it by? To achieve anything, it's important to have measurable goals. Go to Daniel 1. Daniel told us, when we read, Daniel told us how he had something to measure it by. Remember we was talking about on Sunday with Daniel? Daniel was very specific in what he said. Daniel 1 and 5. Let's start there first. Because see, the king said what he wanted first. And he gave them specific instructions how they was going to do it. This is what the king said. Are y'all there, Daniel 1 and 5? I'll give you a few more seconds. I want you to see. See, the king knew exactly what his plan was. See, you got to know your plans. Are we there? It says, and the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat and of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king. So the king was specific. He said, I want you to give them the same meat I'm eating, give them the same stuff I'm drinking. Measurable. He said, 3 years, we're going to bring them back before me, and we're going to check them out. 3 years. Was not that specific. He told them exactly what to feed them, told them exactly what they wanted to drink, and he measured it. In 3 years, bring all of them back before me, and we're going to check them out. Wow. Time for you to start measuring what you're doing. Stop just doing stuff. Time for you to start doing stuff on purpose. Now listen to what Daniel said. Go to that 8th verse. But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portions of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. 12th verse. Prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink. Was he not specific? Mm-hmm. Did he not add a time? Something to measure it by. In other words, when he was specific, and he had something to measure by, he gave God something to work with. See, when you do it like that, then you're giving God a frame to build your blessings. I like that Holy Ghost. You give them something to springboard off of. That's why he said, let us eat pulse and let us drink this. Time stamp. Give us 10 days and watch how God work. He said, and we don't look different after them 10 days, then we'll eat what the king say. But at least give us 10 days. 10 days. He came back. Prince used like them 10 days. Said Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was fatter, looked more better in 10 days. And he said, you know what? Y'all can keep eating what y'all eat. It's working out for you. Then later on in the chapter, we see that he brought them before the king, and the Bible said they was 10 times smarter than all the other kids. Now, I don't believe the prince of eunuchs told them that he changed their diet for his life's sake. But you didn't know he changed it and believed that God was going to do what he said he's going to do. Got to be measurable. But here's the thing. Your mindset is where it starts at. Because it said Daniel purposed in his mind not to do it. When the last time you purposed in your mind not to do something? Purpose in your mind to get to work on time. Purpose in your mind, I'm going to get there 10 minutes early. Purpose in your mind, you're going to leave the house at a certain time. Purpose in your mind, when you go to bed, your work clothes are already ironed, or you go to the closet and pick them out. Oh, I ain't got to worry about that. That's done. You roll out the door to work. You purpose to do that. Because guess what else you purpose to do? You purpose when you laid down that you was going to wake up. Because before you laid down, you said, God, thank you for waking up to see another day. Thank you for angels for watching on me while I sleep. Protecting me from danger seen and unseen. Protecting me in my home. Purpose there. But your mindset is the key to making your purpose become a reality. Your mindset. So a man thinketh, so is he. Well, how do you build this mindset? I'm glad you asked. By getting in your word. Because before you became a Christian, you had one mindset that if somebody do me a certain way, I'm going to do them back the same way. So God had to shift your mindset. You know, we all been there. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. You know, you steal my goat, I'm going to steal your goat and dog. So you have to change, you know, when you become a Christian, your whole mindset has to shift. Because you cannot have a mind like you had when you was out to run the streets or in the world. You know, it has to change. You can't be about hate, you got to be about love. You got to love those that despitefully use you. That ain't easy. That ain't easy. You got to be specific in love. loving somebody do you wrong? What have done you wrong? Got to be specific about that. All right? And then why don't you add a time step on it? God, I'm going to show them love at least for 30 days. Give me 30 days, God. Help me with me. Because most of the time I find that when you have issues or concern with somebody, it ain't them, it's something that's working inside of you. Ooh. Sheesh. And then when you start dealing with you start looking at them. And the stuff they do, it don't bother you no more. I'm learning. I'm like, they don't mean they change, but you don't change. Because you can't make nobody not do nothing. The change starts with you first. And then eventually, God gonna deal with you. Gotta be measurable. Here's one thing I learned about weight loss. You know, when I was in the military, you know, we always have to get our weight test checked before we do a PT test. You know, we had push-ups, sit-ups, 2-mile run in the Army. They never checked your weight after that. They always checked it early in the morning. Because early in the morning, you're at your lightest state. Did you know that? Because you sweat at night sometimes. You're sweating out water weight. And so your lightest point to get your weight checked is early in the morning, not midday. Early in the morning. As soon as you get up, jump on the scale. Encourage yourself before you even start. Encourage. Oh, I don't drop 2 pounds. And then they don't check yourself that night. I'm trying to warn you, because you're going to be late. Don't do it. Early in the morning, check your weight. That way you can be happy and go out there a day. So if you know you can take the extra steps in, you can get them in. Next, the A stands for attainable. And this is one that gets most people. Because what makes a goal attainable? Let me tell you the secret. In sports, what do they keep? They keep stats. No, they keep stats. Every sport, they keep stats. If you play volleyball, they keep how many kills you got. They keep how many times you missed it when they lobbed it up to you. When you're a receiver, they keep how many yards you get. When you play defense, quarterback, they keep how many times you got burned. How many times your receiver beat you and caught the ball for more yards. They keep up with that kind of stuff. If you're a cheerleader, how many times you missed that flip when it's supposed to be 3 and you did 2? They can check it. So they can know when you do it wrong, they can see it. Why do you think in basketball they got a percentage when you shoot? You went 14 for 24. They know. That's why when you go 19 for 20, they know you had a great night. But when you miss every shot, that's how you can get better. You got something to put it up against. But if you ain't got nothing to put it up against, then how you going to obtain something better? If you know the first 6 months of the year, you got something to measure up against. What did you do the first 6 months of the year that you did not like? What you did or did not do? Let's be clear. How many times God woke you up and you said, God, give me 5 over there, 5 turn to 15 and then get up and pray? In the first 6 months. Let's just be real. How many times God said, read this in your word? And you're like, God, I'll read it when I get home. I ain't going to read it right now. And then you forget what he told you to read. And don't read it all. Right. So you got to have something. So measure what you did that first 6 months of what you want to do this next 6 months. Make it obtainable. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about attainable goals. They got to be realistic. It's got to be a realistic goal. An attainable goal has to be realistic. You know, times don't change now. I'm telling y'all, time is drawing nigh. You ain't got too many more opportunities to keep missing it and thinking you got an opportunity to come back and get it right. You don't. You don't. Because the very time you miss doing something may cost somebody else. Y'all know, hey, y'all know why they have it? Do y'all know why they got the sign said floor wet? Because somebody slipped on the spot that didn't nobody clean up. And where they slipped at, the person probably got sued. Right. So now they make sure, put that sign out floor wet. Now they slip on its own, but the sign was there though. But because somebody did not do something, it caused somebody to get injured, thus the floor wet sign got made. Still with me? Realistic. Got to be obtainable. And that you have what you need in order to achieve it. You know, when you talk about you going to start eating healthy costs more than eating wrong. Right. Man, I wanted to get me a salad. That salad was $9. No. Well, that was a good salad. It was about $9 or something. You want to eat raw, you can get a Big Mac, that $3.50, and a fry. All that stuff seemed cheap. Cheeseburger, 90-something cents. The double cheeseburger now, $1.29. All that wrong. But as soon as you say you want some fruit though, that fruit bowl, oatmeal, instead of the hash brown with your breakfast. They want to charge you more. So that's what it said. You got to make sure you have what you need in order to achieve it. So now, guess what they start doing now? You know that thing they got now? You can plan. They make pre-planned meals now. So you can plan what you're going to eat. So you can be successful at what you're doing. So it's pre-planned. This week going to eat Monday, babe. Tuesday going to eat this. Wednesday going to eat this. Thursday going to eat this. Friday. Now, if the plan changed, you made plans though. So you got something to work with. Still with me? You know, I found that in my working out and stuff, I used to have a gym membership, but I wouldn't get them to go to the gym. So I was paying the money for the gym, but I wasn't using it. I had all the good intentions about going because I was paying my money. They took the money out every month faithfully. Even though I wasn't going, they were taking the money out. I'm like, it should be some kind of stamp or something that say, if I don't come, it shouldn't come out. Right. Didn't happen. They still were taking money out when I wasn't going. So I said, I'm just going to cancel this membership because I'm not using it. Right. So I was just giving the money. Now I motivate myself to get up and walk and run. But because of our work, I had to get up early. You know, so you got to do something. If motivation is your issue, I had to make me a exercise playlist. I got my motivational playlist in the mornings. When I get up in the morning, I put this on. I got my songs on there. Let me see that too. So you gotta have something, whatever it takes to get you motivated, because we all are different. So I got my, let me find it. I got my workout mix, and then I got my, when I ain't working out, let me find, hold on, let me see. Oh, my morning mix. I got my workout mix, and I got my morning mix. So you got to find whatever it takes you to do to get your day started, to get you pushing toward it, so you can obtain what you want to do.
Right, man.
Listen, you got to start doing it. With it being obtainable, means you got to give yourself something to shoot for. You got to have what you need. If you're talking about working out, you got to have proper workout gear. Got to have proper shoes, proper clothes, because if you try to lose weight, and then you're going out weighted down before you get started with 30 pounds of workout clothes on, I'm working out there, and you probably ain't moving. Do you hear what I'm saying? So you got to have the proper workout gear. Yeah. Now they make shoes real light. They got shoes for running, shoes for walking, shoes for jogging. You got basketball shoes. They're going to play ball because it takes work to play basketball.
Right.
You know, soccer players have to work out a lot to play soccer. You just can't get out there and do that. You got to work to what you want. But the problem is most folks want someone to give them something, don't want to put the work in. And if we give it to you, you're not going to appreciate it. Just for that second, but after you get done, well, I guess wait on, give me something else. But when you work to get it, you feel a little better. All right, here we go. The art is relevant. Relevant. For any goal to be achieved, you need to set relevant goals for your unique life. Your unique life. First Corinthians 9:24. First Corinthians 9:24. It says, know ye not that they which run a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain. Hebrews 12:1. Gotta be relevant, y'all. Hebrews 12:1. God always does stuff to try to encourage us. He says, wherefore seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us. Everybody's race is different. So run your race.
Yeah.
Your race may not look like my race. That's okay, but finish. See, because what I found out is that everybody don't come out there in first place. Some people come just say they be encouraged to say they did it and then they finished. You know, they got the Army 10 mile. You know, everybody come out there come in first. You know, you get the same medal whether you first or last. It's about finishing. Does that make sense? So you can't try to run like I run. Because all of us ain't conditioned the same way. But run to finish, at least finish the race. Okay? Here it is. If losing weight is doable with the lifestyle you have, and if you believe it will lead to a happier, healthier life, then it is certainly relevant to you. It's even more relevant if your doctor has pointed out that you need to lose weight to prevent health issues. You got to make a connection and move forward. Because I find that if it's relevant to you, then you can make it relevant to somebody else. Does that make sense? But it got to be relevant to you, though. Because if it ain't relevant to you and it's dealing with you, then how you going to make somebody else believe you want to be a part of it? See, your goal, your vision, what you want, it's got to be relevant to you. If you can't believe what you believe in for, then how you expect somebody else to believe with you? If you cannot intelligently speak your vision, your dreams, your goals, nobody's not going to want to help push you forward, bring it to pass. You gotta be able to write it down some short stuff. When they see it, when they read your vision, they be like, well, I can see that. I see you in there already. I can see you doing things in that. I can see God moving. See, other folk gotta be able to see it happening in order for them to want to be a part of it. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Galatians 5:7, y'all. Oh, Lord have mercy. That's why you can't tell everybody what you're shooting for. Because some haterade is real. Some are mad that they couldn't finish their race. So I don't want to see you finish. The Bible talks about this. Galatians 5:7 says, ye did run well. Who did hinder you that you should not obey the truth? Amplified says like this, you were running the race nobly. Who has interfered in, hindered, and stopped you from your heeding and following the truth? Wow. You were doing good. You were doing your thing. 2 months strong in the game. That 3rd month, somebody told you, girl, what you doing different? What changed? Bro, what you doing different? Oh, I ain't doing too much, you know me, I'm getting in, you know. And then you stop doing what you were doing. They distracted you. Some stuff is put in your life to be a distraction. You got to know what's a distraction and what's relevant. What's real, what's counterfeit. Make connection. Move forward. Pastor likes sports, and I listen with some of the they were talking about some of the quarterbacks that played in that video, how they paid it. They had a receiver, meet them in different places, and they get together and they go practice throwing the ball to each other and catching the ball and stuff. I'm like, man, they putting that work in. Right. So when the season starts, they already know who the fastest, who the medium one, who can run what route, so you know what you want to tell. You run the fly route. That means you're going deep. You run the medium routes because you ain't that fast, but you go that 15 yards, you're a bad man. You the person that go midway to the field because you got 100 yards to go. So you got to know who got the endurance to make it. See, some folk get tired quick. Some folk go the whole game, don't get tired. They got enough. They don't work. They don't build their endurance up to be able to finish what they start. You got to build your endurance up to finish the very thing that you start and don't get tired. It comes with patience, it comes with persistence, and it comes with dedication. You got to be dedicated to this thing. Listen, you got to want to be better than you are now later. See, God out there looking and say, I can remember where they were, but look at them now. I can tell them to put some extra work in. They started out reading one scripture. Now you're reading chapters. Amen. Look at you growing up already. Look at you becoming all special for the kingdom. That's a beautiful thing. But you got to start somewhere. Gotta start somewhere.
Mm.
Why not now? Let's don't look behind. Let's keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to look at where you missed it at. And you're supposed to learn from your mistakes. You do supposed to learn, but don't ponder in it. Don't waddle in it. Don't stay in the mistake long. Learn, move on. Remember, the just shall live by faith.